Hi y'all, this is Sheila V from Virginia and about 5 minutes away from the Liberty University campus, and I am here to give my interpersonal communications project presentation for Hsco 508. I will define interpersonal communications, discuss my overarching goal, enlarging the conversation. I will discuss the results of my uniquely you positive and negative impacts of my background and behavioral blend on conversations, physical and psychological barriers to communication, internal and external noise pollution, what it is and what can be done about it, and a path forward. Defining interpersonal communications. Stewart 2012 provides the following descriptions for interpersonal communication. The type or kind of communication that happens when people involved talk and listen in ways that maximize the presence of the personal. When communication emphasizes the persons involved rather than just their roles or stereotypical characteristics, interpersonal communication is happening. Communication is the continuous, complex, collaborative process of verbal and nonverbal meaning making. It's continuous because humans are always making meaning. Complex because it involves not just words and ideas, but also intonation, facial expression, eye contact, touch, collaborative because we do it with other people. My overarching goal. My number one goal is striving to listen at level 1. This is described by Burley Allen, 1995, as empathetic listening. This accomplishment can be aided by putting myself in another's shoes and refraining from judging them due to circumstances. Be aware of body language and concentrate on listening with both my ears and eyes. When I am the listener, train myself to focus on the talker by setting aside my own ideas and feelings. Allow others the opportunity to fix their own problems instead of thinking I have to be the one fixing everything. And practice allowing someone who is angry to talk until they have calmed down enough to be able to listen. Enlarging the conversation. Ways to enlarge a conversation. Stewart shares the following advice. Practice nexting, no matter what's happened before and no matter how bad things currently look. You always have the option to try a next step. Discuss issues that are taboo. Stewart states, fierce conversations are about moral courage, clear requests, and taking action. Fierce is an attitude. Participate in heart talk. It's a way of sharing your opinion while leaving the door open for others to share theirs. Stewart states, while no single conversation is guaranteed to change the trajectory of a business, career, marriage, or life, any single conversation can. This quote was my favorite out of all the texts of all the readings, because I think it said in magnitude about how important it is to talk, to communicate with each other, and to get your feelings out. My interpersonal communication skills test. My results was a score of 8 out of 100. It states I'm extremely adept at interpreting other people's words and actions and seeing things from their perspective. Realizes empathy is an essential part of good interpersonal skills. I do my best to place myself in other people's shoes in order to better understand them. I generally get a good sense of what others are thinking and will likely adjust accordingly if people I'm conversing with seem confused or uncomfortable. Any score below 100 means there is room for improvement. The DISC 4 temperament model of human behavior. By Carbonell, he explains the four-temperament model of human behavior. The D is the active and task-orientated, with examples of directing, driving, demanding. The I, people active orientated, speaks more of a person who is inspiring, influencing, inducing, impressive. S is a passive, people orientated, someone who is cautious, competent, calculating. And C, passive, is task orientated, steady, stable, shy, security orientated, servant, submissive, specialist. This is what is expected of me. I am an SC, as the uniquely you had stated. I'm stable and contemplative, like to search and discover the facts, weighs the evidence and proceeds slowly to a logical conclusion, like small groups of people, do not like speaking in front of large crowds, systemic and sensitive to the needs of others, loyal friend but can be too fault-finding, motivated by kind and conscientious opportunities. This is me, CIS. I like to do things right, impress others and stabilize situations, not aggressive or pushy, enjoy large and small crowds, good with people and prefer quality, sensitive to what others think about me and my work, can do things well but poor at quick decision making, capable of doing great things through people but need to be more assertive, stimulated by sincere, enthusiastic approval and logical explanations. Stewart 2012 states the following about identities. They change in response to the people and institutions we connect with. Each of our identities has athletic, artistic, ethnic, gendered, occupational, scientific, political, economic, and religious dimensions, and all these shift in content and importance as we move from situation to situation. Positive impacts of my background and behavioral blend on conversations. I'm direct and to the point, thereby eliminating guessing games. I try to look for the bright side of situations. I'm adaptable to change and realize the way things have always been done may not be the best way. I'm compassionate and caring toward other people's circumstances. I tend to be careful and to ask a lot of questions before committing to something. I'm consistently thinking of ways to better a situation, asking myself what I can do to make things better. Negative impacts of my background and behavioral blend on conversations. I'm not boastful, which results in others' lack of awareness regarding my capabilities. I sometimes speak bluntly, failing to consider who is engaged in the conversation. I seem to lack creativity and sometimes struggle trying to think outside the box. I'm not very articulate, maybe sure of what I want to say. I often have difficulty finding the right words. I tend to be self-protective due to situations in my past, and I often find it difficult to open up to others. Physical and psychological barriers to communication. Early Allen states, being aware of habits can help people to stop them. Interrupting. I will practice the talker-listener card process and bite my tongue to refrain from interrupting when the talker is speaking. Fixing other people's problems for them. I will focus on listening, thereby allowing a talker the time to process information and develop their own solutions. Defensive. I will practice listening to situations through the talker's experiences and not my own, being open to opinions that may differ from mine. Health consciousness. When I do not feel up to par, effective communication is difficult. I will strive to be more physically fit. In addition, I will make time for rest and relaxation. Noise pollution, internal and external. Internal noise pollutions, a few examples of stereotypes, prejudice, and stress. The solutions that I've found that have potential to help correct this is to focus on the person